परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्रस्त श्रीमदेसी भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। जय विश्वपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। संवेद भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग की जय। श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। नमो शुभदाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति विकास स्वामी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। 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 Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 7, Further Inquiries by Vidura, text number 16. Kindly repeat after me. Sadvetad vyahratam vidvan Natma mayayanam harehe Abhatyapartam nirmulam Vishwamulam na yadbahihi Sadvetad vyahratam vidvan Natma mayayanam harehe Abhatyapartam nirmulam Vishwamulam na yadbahihi Sadvetad vyahratam vidvan Natma mayayanam harehe Abhatyapartam nirmulam Vishwamulam na yadbahihi Sadvetad vyahratam vidvan Natma mayayanam harehe Abhatyapartam nirmulam Vishwamulam na yadbahihi. Two word meanings. Sadhu, as good as it should be. Etad, all these explanations. Vyarhatam, the spoken. Vidvan, O learned one. Na, not. Atma, the self. Maya, energy. Ayanam, movement. Harehe, of the personality of Godhead. Abhati, appears. Apartam, without meaning. Nirmulam, without basis. Vishwamulam, the origin is the supreme. Na, not. Yat, which. Bahihi, outside. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. O learned sage, your explanations are very good, as they should be. Disturbances to the conditioned soul have no other basis than the movement of external energy of the Lord. A living entity's unlawful desire to become one with the Lord is in every respect is the root cause of the entire material manifestation. For otherwise the Lord has no need to create such manifestation, even for his pastimes. The conditioned soul under the spell of the external energy of the Lord falsely suffers many unfortunate incidents in material life. The Lord is the predominator of the external energy Maya, whereas the living entity is predominated by the same Maya under the material condition. The false attempt of the living entity to occupy the predominating force of the Lord is the cause of his material bondage, and the conditioned soul's attempt to become one with the Lord is the last snare of Maya. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshuranmritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. A living entities, oh learned sage, your explanations are very good, as they should be disturbances to the conditioned soul have no other basis than the movement of the external energy of the Lord. This verse begins with Sadva, Etad Vyaharatam Vidvan. Sadva, Sadhu Shabd. Sadhu means good, well, etc. Good, well, highest, all this. So Vidura is appreciating the answers given by Maitreya Muni as sadhu, So very good. So his answers are very good. So Sadvetad Vyaharatam Vidvan. So they are befitting to his personality because he is Vidvan also. He is very learned. Because Maitreya Muni, just before meeting Vidura, he heard from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, full Uddhava Gita. Just like, Sanjay also heard Bhagavad Gita. So when Krishna was speaking to Arjuna, many others heard it. So Sanjay heard it and then he repeated it to Dhritarashtra, which didn't help much to Dhritarashtra because of his bad attitudes. So in this way, just now Maitreya has heard all the things from Supreme Personality of Godhead personally. So he is Vidwan, he is very learned. Therefore his answers are befitting to his learning. They are very good. So as good as it should be. Sadhu, Sadva. Sadvetad Vyaharatam Vidam Natma Mayam Harehe. So he had asked the question, Vidura had asked the question, what is the reason, cause for living entities suffering? So then he elaborately spoke, and now Vidura is basically summarizing what Maitreya has said, that it's because of living entities' contact with this material energy, movement of the external energy of the Lord, it is said here. Mayana, Natma Mayana, Harehe, Abhatya Paharatam Nirmulam. So There is no other, soul has no other basis. Disturbances to the conditioned soul have no other basis than the movement of the external energy of the Lord. So that is a cause, movement of the external energy of the Lord. So movement of the external energy of the Lord. So what is this movement of the external energy? These are all, it seems, means these are all very philosophical way of explaining the things. So unless we thoroughly read them and understand, we will think of what is this reason is given here. So basically, living entity comes in contact with material nature, and material nature, so material nature and living entity tries to dominate material nature and then becomes cause of suffering. So in the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, when Arjuna asked Purusha Prakriti, what is Prakriti and what is Purusha. So Krishna says those two, three verses are very relevant here. So Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Vidyanadi Avbhavapi Vikaramsha Gunam Shaiva Vidhi Prakriti Sambhavan. So Prakritim Sha Purusham Chaiva Vidyanadi Ubhavapi. Both of them are Anadi, beginningless. Purusha and Prakriti both are like in Bhagavad Gita. So Prabhupada introduction, he mentioned there that four are eternal except karma. So Prakriti is also eternal, although the forms of Prakriti are not eternal. Like the seasons, they change. Now rainy season is there, everything has become green. After some time, it will become yellow. So forms of Prakriti and this material world is not eternal. It is temporary. Dukkhalayama Shashvata. But the Prakriti itself is eternal. It is. So forms of Prakriti are this material world are temporary. So Prakritim Purusham Chaiva, living entity and Prakriti are eternal, beginningless. Vikaramsha Gunaschaiva Vidhi Prakriti Sambhavan. So then their transformations and the modes of matter are products of material nature. Vikara. So here, when in this verse it says movement of the material energy of the Hari, Maya Nam Hare. So that means this here Vikara word comes here, transformations and modes of matter. Vikaramsha Gunaschaiva Vidhi Prakriti Sambhavan. They are products of material nature, he says. Then in the next verse, Karya Karana Kartatve Hetu Prakriti Ruchyate Purusha Sukha Dukkhanam Bhoktrutve Hetu Ruchyate. Because Vidura had asked a question, what is the cause of the suffering of the living entities? So here you see, nature is said to be the cause of all material causes and effects, whereas living entity is the cause of various sufferings and enjoyments in this material world. Karya Karana Kartritve Hetu Prakriti Ruchyate. So, cause of material causes and effects. This movement of material energy, what is told in this verse is all this Karya, Karana. So, these are traditionally in Indian culture, Vedic culture. So, these philosophies, Shad Darshana, they discuss on this point a lot. Karya, Karana, etc. In Sankhya, in Nyaya and Vaisheshika philosophies, Mimamsa also. So all these discussions. Nature is said to be the cause of all material causes and effects, whereas the living entity is the cause of various sufferings and enjoyments in this world. So everything is karya karana. Karya means cause, is material nature, and we have to suffer. Suffering is for living entity. You see this situation. Cause of everything is Prakriti, but living entity has to suffer for everything. So now in the purport Prabhupada he says, you see that living entities desire to become, so competing sense of competition, that I also want to become God, enjoyer like God. That is the cause of all its suffering here. So all the activities are performed in this world, all the activities. Here the question comes, who is the doer and who has to suffer the results of one's actions? Basically that question comes, what is the cause, who is the doer? Cause of evil in Western world, they, in philosophy and theology, they try to discuss also why there is suffering in this world. And they can bring up some bogus ideas that God is not all merciful, He is not all good, or He is not all powerful to remove the evil from the world, and there is Satan, who is a competitor, who spreads all the evil in the society, who is the cause, and all these kind of things. But here all the things are caused by Maya. So basically desire of the living entity. Here if you see that dominating in the purport Prabhupada, he says desire to dominate over material nature. So Moolam word has come in this verse, Moolam. Again 2 times it has come, Moolam. Moolam, like this we study Urdhva Moolam Adashakam Ashwatam Pravuravayam Chandamsi Yasya Chandamsi Yasya Parnani Yastam Veda Saveda Vit. Urdhva Moolam, there also word Moolam comes. What is the cause? So our acharyas, they analyze this in the commentary on that verse in Bhagavad Gita, that means this allegorical example, comparison of inverted banyan tree and this material world. So the higher branches are higher planetary system, lower branches are lower planetary system, and these leaves are Vedic hymns, which are very attractive to the eyes. So, and then there will be fruits in that. Some are kata and some are mita. So they are results of our karmic reactions. So you can see that actually you can go on, that those verses we have to go on, you can go deeply into them. So from leaves comes flowers, and flowers from flower to fruit, how it fructifies. So karma brahmodbhavam viti brahmakshara samadbhavam. Vedic statements, Vedic hymns are called as leaves. Those Vedic hymns, they are the source of karma, and we perform karma, and that karma produces good and bad results. So in this way, now if there are no leaves, then the flowers will not come. And if there are no flowers, fruits will not come. So in this way, karmas are produced by Vedic hymns and basically activities. Vedic hymns, they give all the rituals. Anyway, the moolam, if you go to what is the root, so our Acharya has explained our desires are the root of this banyan tree, inverted banyan tree. So Vishwa Moolam, Urdhva Moolam. So desire. Desire is the root, and so that gives us understanding that what is the cause of our material existence. Our desire is the cause of material existence. So living entity desires, and all other further activities are karya karana kartritve is hetu prakriti ruchyate. Then material nature arranges for all the activities. Why karya karana kartritve? Desire is living entities, and everything else is the prakriti is cause of everything else. Because in this world, to perform any activities also we need this material body, which is caused by, which is the transformation of prakriti and gunas, three modes. Vikaramsha gunaschaiva hetu prakriti ruchyate. So in this way, so this karya karana is caused by material nature. But because we desire, the living entities desire, therefore they have to suffer the good and bad results, sufferings and enjoyments. So living entity is the cause of sufferings and enjoyments in this world. What's this nonsense? So then we, in the next verse, Krishna says that Purusha Prakritisto hi bhungte prakriti jan gunan karanam gunasangosya sadasadyoni janmashu. So because of that, then he enters into different kinds of species. So basically the root cause of our suffering and existence, material existence, is our desire to dominate over material nature. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada, he says that because Maya Nam Harehe, it belongs to Hari actually. Material energy belongs to Hari it is. So he is the master of material energy. Daiviyesha gunamai mama maya duratya mameva ye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. I think Maya word has come first time in Bhagavad Gita in 7.14 only, I think. Daiviyesha gunamai. I don't remember now before. Anywhere it has come. So he explains material energy there, Krishna. So Daivi Esha Gunamayi Mama Maya, Daivi, divine, it says. Prabhupada in the purport, he explains that because why it is called as divine, but it is actually supposed to be material, it is, right? Material energy of the Lord, Maya Shakti is. Then Prabhupada in the purport, he says that because divine will is behind this material energy, therefore it is called, so supreme will is behind this material energy, therefore it is called as divine, he says. So Daivi Esha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratya, it is very difficult to surpass. So Mame Vaye Prapadyante Mayam Itam Tharantite. So Mame Vaye Prapadyante, only those who surrender unto me, they can cross over. So Lord is the master of the material energy. Therefore, those who surrender unto him, he can release us. So Gunamai, in the verse before that, one or two verses before, yeah. So there Guna word is also used, explained that it is ropes. If we are tired, we are bound. All of us are bound. Somebody should be there who is above this bondage. Then only we can be saved. And Prabhupada also he says, Mameva ye prapadyan. Mameva word is important because only Krishna can give us liberation. No one, even Shiva cannot give us. In that purport, Prabhupada, he explained, he quoted the statement of Lord Shiva himself, Mukti pradata sarvesham Vishnureva na samshaya. Apart from Vishnu and his pure devotees, his representatives. Ultimately, Krishna only is representatives. His representatives get strength to deliver others from Krishna. That's why we read, every day when we sing Samsara Dava Nalalida Loka Tranaya Karunya Ghana Ganatvam. So, Lord is compared with the ocean of mercy, and spiritual master is like cloud. So, clouds are formed from ocean. So, from the ocean, so cloud takes the mercy everywhere, and distributes it. So, just like cloud goes everywhere and distributes water, rain, So, in this way, ultimately, who is our deliverer? Who is Krishna is our deliverer. And so, his representatives he sends. And anyway, so like that, Lord is the master. But Prabhupada here he says, the desire to dominate over material nature is desire to become one with the God. So, now you can understand this in two ways. One thing is, any desire in this world, in the material world, is desiring to become one with the God. Any desire. You don't have to consciously proclaim that I want to become God or become one with the God. As soon as you desire something, you are trying to become God, one with the God. So like Mayavadis, they proclaim that, I want to become one, I want to become God, So one with the God, I want to merge in Brahman. I want to become God. So Prabhupada, he says that is last near it is. But before that, whatever is there, that is also a tendency to become one with the God. Because Lord is the master of Maya and we want to dominate over Maya. So we want to Purusha Prakritisto Bhumte Prakriti Janguna. We want to dominate over material energy. That means we are also trying to become as good as God, or we are trying to become God or competing with God. So in the material world. So so this is also considered as enviousness towards the Lord actually. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna again and again he says Anasuyave. So we are envious of Krishna. We want to become. As soon as we have developed desire to enjoy in this world, we are envious of Krishna immediately. In 16.18 purport, Prabhupada, he says, living entities are envious of themselves, he says. Why? Because our real benefit is in Krishna, in serving Krishna. So, our real benefit, our real welfare is in Krishna and Krishna's service. When we envy Krishna, that means we are envying ourselves actually. So, what is beneficial for us, that only we are avoiding it. So, Prabhupada he says there. In this way, we see that living entity becomes envious. Now, even if you become grahastha, what happens? Although you may devotionalize it, but there will be some kind of envy actually of the Lord, because we want to enjoy. Of course, we can devotionalize it, and one can be transcendental even in Grahastha Ashrama also. That is the power of the bhakti, we can say, the glory of bhakti, devotional service. But it's basically originated in the desire to enjoy, dominate, and try to become enjoyer like Krishna. Maybe small enjoyer. So in this way, this becomes the cause of living entities suffering in this world. So now we are encouraged always, the whole Vedic culture is what? Simple living and high thinking, as simple as possible, as less as possible. Live with the bare necessities of life. In Brahmacharya ashram it is taught, right, to live with the bare necessities of life. So what is the purpose of that? So that we become free from this enjoying and dominating tendency. So basically, what's this actually? How it comes even if it is in flight mode? Stupid. So why this all this idea of in Vedic culture simple living and high thinking and Vairagya Vidya is stressed? So basically Varnashrama is based on the principle of Vairagya Vidya. So renunciation is emphasized, like you see, out of the 4 ashramas, only in Grahastha ashrama that too regulated some sense gratification is allowed. So what is the ultimate purpose behind this Varnashrama principle is to get rid of, Prabhupada he said in one place that the ultimate purpose of Varnashrama is to become free from sex desire, he says. So because among all the desires to dominate and enjoy in this world, sex is the prominent. So the purpose of Varnashrama is to overcome sex desire, he says ultimately. Basically, so to overcome desire for sense gratification, it is a systematic arrangement, cultivation of Krishna consciousness. So stress is given. You see, the highest platform one can achieve by following Varnashrama is sannyas, and again in sannyas 4 levels are there, Paramahamsa stage. So sannyasi is emblem of renunciation. It's a renounced order. Sannyas is renounced order of life. So we give up sense of enjoyment, sense of dominance. Not that take sannyas for what? Eating Mahaprasad. That Prabhupada disciple in Vrindavan, temple president he was. I don't remember who was it. Was Gurudas Prabhu or somebody. So he complained to Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, the sannyasis are eating only Mahaprasad. So those days they used to take sannyas just to eat Mahaprasad. So then Prabhupada, it's okay, by eating Mahaprasadam at least they will become purified, he said. So so the thing is like that. It should not be, sannyas is not meant for any, again to dominate and enjoy. Among the devotee circle, okay, I'll get more facilities, more, more, opportunity for enjoyment. So that ashram, it is meant for renunciation, but it gives a lot of respect. It attracts a lot of respect and lot of facilities. So then we should not become stuck there. In this way, we should be careful. So anyway, the purpose is simple. That is simple living and high thinking. But ultimately, the desire to enjoy and dominate will be purified by chanting. In this age, especially the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So the result of bhakti should be what? Virakti ranyatra chaisha trika eka kalaha. Bhakti parishanubhav virakti ranyatra chaisha trisha eka kalaha. Virakti should be coming actually. By chanting 16 rounds, every day we are chanting 16 rounds, Virakti should come, detachment should come, right? So that is the result of bhakti actually. That one result. Just like Just like Yamunacharya, he said, Yadavadi mama chetaha Krishna padaravindayo Navanama rasadhamani udyatam rantumasi Tadavadi batanari sangame smaryamane spurati mukha Sushtu nishtivinam cha. Since then I have been engaged in the service of Krishna. I am getting new mellows in bhakti. And when I think of sense gratification, I spit at that thought. He says, my lips curl and I spit at that thought. He says. So in this way, and point is that here Prabhupada, in the purport, he says that this desire to become one with the Supreme Lord is the last snare of Maya. So they think, you see how illusion it is, Maya works actually. They think that we are making spiritual advancement, we are going to attain liberation after this life, but they are caught caught by Maya, last snare of Maya. Maya Madis. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Any questions, comments?
This one. Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna and Sanjaya and he spoke to same to Dhritarashtra. And during this time, Vidura was traveling to holy places. So that time he meets Maitreya. Maitreya heard the conversation which Krishna spoke to Uddhava. So, and Maitreya got transformed. But in that case, we see that Maitreya heard and here Sanjay hears and he repeats it to Dhritarashtra. So Dhritarashtra is not transformed, but Vidura gets transformed by hearing from Maitreya Muni, and then he goes to Dhritarashtra and means after hearing once he could not handle again he comes.
I mean to say, tapta jivanam, sometimes this word, tapta word comes, when you had enough in the material world, there are some, it's revelation of knowledge has different means, different conditions, different means and different qualifications for revelation of the knowledge. So either you develop a proper proper qualities of a disciple, right or not? Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena, being submissive and surrender and inquire humbly and render service. That way, one way you will knowledge you will receive are amanitva, madambitva, mahimsa, kshanti, rajavam. Prabhupada explains this as process of knowledge. So, different people may develop realization or their knowledge will be revealed to them in a different ways. So one way to acquire knowledge when you are completely burnt in the material world, tapta jivanam, completely burnt. So that time, so you can, you may get revelation. Or another way to understand is that after repeated hearing, like Arjuna heard once Bhagavad Gita, we read once Bhagavad Gita, but does it happen like that? Oh, okay, once we read Bhagavad Gita, now we are liberated souls. Nashtamoho smrtir labdha, same. It happens like that? No, we continue still attached to sense gratification, So after repeated hearing, he heard from Sanjay also, before also so many people gave him. Now the last point he came, last level, he came to that level where he is ready for receiving the transcendental. So Vidura came and that time Krishna revealed that knowledge to Vidura, through Vidura to Dhritarashtra.
Previously also Vidura, before the war, he spoke to Dhritarashtra but still now that time he was in power.
Hmm.
And even when Sanjay speaks, he was in power. But after the war, he lost power and then
That can be one, no? But one reason, different
he
reason.
stopped easily.
Yeah. He had burnt and enough. Now he had okay. Now is the time. Now leave it now. Like that it is.
Speaking about dominating nature, sex desire, I wondered me that Maharaj was once mentioning in his class that desire for honor that transforms into sex desire eventually.
Mm.
One may have desire for honor, one may not know, or even know, not be able to control it. When thinking about Brahmacharya Ashram, I feel how long will we be able to continue?
Desire to have honor. So basically, ultimately, you see, all the desires are because of being in gross consciousness that I am this body, because this whole section in Vidura, he says identification with the body, those examples are given, identifying water, moon with the water, when water vibrates, moon is also shaking, we feel like that. So it's all because of identification with the body, gross body actually. And in Brahmacharya ashram, we are supposed to follow sense, develop this sense that I am not this body. Brahma acharati iti. Brahmacharya means he is supposed to be acting on spiritual platform, not on designations or on bodily. So simple living means by complete regulation, no sense gratification, no money, no attachment, no interaction with opposite sex. These are all means for developing detachment, actually, giving up that sense that I am this body. So once this identity comes that I am this body, then all the desire come actually, whether it is for honor or sex desire or anything, everything is. So basically it is being, if we are attached to any sense gratification, it is a result of being in gross bodily consciousness. I am this body, these senses, satisfying these senses is my goal of life. Or if we have bad habits also, it is a result of that being in that gross consciousness of I am this body. So similarly, desire for pratishtha also. That is little subtle also. Among devotees, you may become, okay, I want to become a very prominent devotee, recognized, best among all, like that. We have to become best devotee, but we have to be humble at heart. So it's basically in Brahmacharya ashram, we have to live with the bare necessities of life. There should be regulation on everything. No money should be there in the hand. No interaction with opposite sex, especially opposite sex means we will become bodily conscious more and more, sensual. So these things will help in Brahmacharya ashram. And menial services. So that is to train to become disciple, be a disciple. Don't be a guru immediately. Guru. So it may take, even in ashram, it may, for different persons, it may take different time actually. Like we were discussing about Dhritarashtra and all others who heard Bhagavad Gita. It took some time for Dhritarashtra to, and repeated hearing like that. But Brahmacharya ashram is the best for becoming good disciple, to become humble, to get out of this bodily consciousness, rapid progress, opportunity for rapid progress. Yeah, here also it may come once you get a saffron, you may become like Guruji. Everyone will offer obeisances. Like that. But then you see there is little difference here. In Grahastha ashram, if you fall down, unless you are grossly false, it is not so revealing actually, right? You know, you have opportunity to eat gulab jamun. But in Brahmacharya ashram, it will be revealing actually. So therefore, it will be revealed if we have any ulterior motive, desire for any name, fame, this and all, it will be revealed fast. So then, in that sense also it is good that we will be very careful, or we will come to senses quickly, like that. Like in Grahastha ashram, wife is considered as, in Bhagavatam it is said, she is like fortress to protect the fort of this body actually, because body is attacked by sensual objects. So in Brahmacharya ashram, that fortress is not there. So I mean to say, if you have ulterior motive, you will fall down and it will be exposed. So there is better chances of being more careful and all. Right? Okay, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,